Live 000. We're just 10 games into the 2017-18 Premier League season, but some big themes are already starting to emerge. Mark Ogden rounds up the lessons learned so far. Guardiola's magic is now working at Man City. Pep Guardiola suffered a culture shock at Manchester City last season, with the former Barcelona and Bayern Munich coach discovering that the Premier League cannot be conquered without the odd tweak to his purist philosophy. He insisted he would not change, but 12 months on, he has altered his approach and City suddenly look formidable. City now play more direct football, with goalkeeper Ederson not afraid to launch attacks with long clearances. Guardiola's team is much tougher and more durable, too. They are also devastating as an attacking force, with 35 goals in 10 games so far, and remain unbeaten. It's still early in the season, but City could emulate Arsenal's invincibles this season. Man United are getting stronger, but they're not back yet. So how do you judge Manchester United and Jose Mourinho 10 games into the season? Take Manchester City out of the equation and United look strong, tough to beat and every bit the genuine title contender. But City are in the equation, so all of a sudden, United look short of what is required to win the league. The reality is that United still lack the flair and depth to win the title. They are just a year into life under Mourinho and arguably lack 3 players to make them genuine rivals to City. They need a genuine number 10 capable of winning games with a moment of magic, a player to give width and goals down the left, and they need a solution at left back, with Mourinho clearly not a fan of Luke Shaw. United are certainly better than last season, but they remain a work in progress. Owners make mistakes and get away with them. There have already been 3 managerial departures this season, and at Crystal Palace and Leicester, the owners have contributed directly to the upheaval in the dugout. Expecting Frank de Boer to transform a Palace squad built by the likes of Sam Allardyce, Alan Pardew and Tony Pulis was akin to putting petrol in a diesel engine, but the Selhurst Park owners still went ahead and appointed the former Ajax coach. De Boer was sacked after 5 games in charge, to be replaced by former England manager Roy Hodgson, but the damage may already have been done, and if Palace go down, the owners will be culpable. The same applies at Leicester, where Craig Shakespeare was sacked just 4 months after being given a 3-year contract as Claudio Ranieri's permanent successor. If Leicester's owners were truly convinced that Shakespeare was the man for the job, then why sack him so quickly and turn to Claude Puel, who was sacked himself by Southampton in the summer? Diego Costa left a big hole at Chelsea. Diego Costa may have been too hot for Antonio Conte to handle at Chelsea, but sometimes the best players need to be accepted for what they are simply because of what they give in return. Costa's acrimonious departure from Chelsea, having fallen out with Conte at the end of last season, has left a void up front at Stamford Bridge, and doubts remain over whether Alvaro Morata can fill it. Morata is a classy, elegant striker and has started well since his arrival from Real Madrid, yet he is also now showing the strain of a 5-game goal drought. Costa also had his barren spells, but his presence on the pitch, and the nuisance value he had when it came to occupying opposing defenders, ensured he contributed even when the goals weren't going in. Morata is different and more likely to display a lack of confidence. He is probably easier to manage than Costa, but does Conte really believe that his team is better without the moody Spain forward? Is Raheem Sterling finally coming good? Raheem Sterling has always divided opinion, on and off the pitch. As a forward, he is often perceived to be lacking the killer instinct, either with a pass or shot at goal. When it truly matters while off the pitch, supporters continue to target him for criticism because of the manner of his departure from Liverpool to Manchester City in 2015. This season, though, he has shown signs of eradicating the doubts over his quality, with 7 league goals and 2 assists already this campaign. Sterling's awareness has improved greatly by working under Pep Guardiola, and he is showing that the City manager was right not to allow him to move to Arsenal in part exchange for Alexis Sanchez in August. The 22-year-old still has flaws in his game, but he remains relatively young, and his current rate of improvement should be a sign of encouragement. Rafa Benitez proving his class at Newcastle. Newcastle United supporters idolize Rafael Benitez, and the club's performances and results this season go some way to explaining the high regard the former Liverpool manager is holding on Tyneside. Benitez stuck around after relegation at St James's Park and guided the